There are two new magazine covers out that kind of sum up the media mindset against President Trump. One is from The New Yorker, shows Donald Trump playing golf on the White House lawn and smashing a bunch of windows in the White House. The other one is The Economist, which shows, again, Trump the golfer trying to dig out of a very, very, very deep hole or sand trap, so deep you can barely even see the guy. And that about sums it up. The argument, the view in the mainstream media, which doesn't have any great, deep, abiding love for this president, is he's having a terrible time. His presidency is in crisis. He's drowning. He shows he can't do the job, all of that. Now, if you want to take a blunt look at the first couple of months, there have been some mistakes and missteps, of course. He's had the two executive orders on immigration, both of which have been blocked by courts, the second one at least for now. He had, of course, the big health care bill that failed to even come to a vote in the House because of the opposition of the Freedom Caucus, and now the president's involved in a spitting match, to use an old-fashioned term, cleaning it up just a little bit, with this conservative wing of the party over who's to blame. He's had some other stumbles on appointments and things like that, and no major legislative accomplishments yet. On the other hand, the economy is doing pretty well, and economic confidence seems to be up. Stock market has gone up about 10% since he was elected, so that's good. The Neil Gorsuch nomination, the Democrats are going to delay it, but eventually he'll be on the Supreme Court. He's taken action unilaterally on the Trans-Pacific, the Pacific Trade Partnership deal, and some other things. So here's my word of caution. It is very, very easy in our instant soundbite, win the next news cycle culture to say, that's it, he's toast, what were we thinking, he's never going to be a good president. But every president goes through a learning curve. I mean, around this time in 1961, President Kennedy had the Bad Pigs fiasco, the ill-fated invasion of Cuba. Bill Clinton got off to a very rocky start. He never got his health care bill through, Hillary Care as it was called, and that took up a year and a half. So the question is, for a guy who's never been in politics, who is learning the levers of Washington, who was elected really running against both parties, the Republican establishment, which wanted anybody but Trump, and of course the Democrats, you know, there's plenty of time for him to turn this around. The question is, will Donald Trump learn from the experience of the last couple of months, and how will this look when he's been president for 6 months? How will it look when he's been president for a year? If he starts to put some successes on the board, if he gets a tax cut or a tax reform bill, if he gets some kind of infrastructure bill through, then we will look back and say, yeah, he had a first couple of rocky months, but now he's doing all right. The polls might come up. You know, we live and die by the polls inside the Beltway. If he's down around 35%, we say it's horrible. If he comes up to 50%, we say, wow, it's a great comeback story. So what I'm cautioning against here is the rush to judgment. The media do this all the time. You're either brilliant or you're awful and an idiot. And so the guy's been in office 2 months. And, you know, when you elect somebody who has never been a politician, that person brings great strengths in that he is not wedded to the Washington way of doing things, drain the swamp and all that. But you also, therefore, have somebody who doesn't know the nuances of dealing with Congress, of drafting executive orders so they can pass judicial muster, and all the things that even experienced politicians go through when suddenly they're president and every word is measured carefully. So I'll be reporting periodically on how I think he's doing and how the media are covering him. But bottom line here, it's still early, folks.